A SLAM-ER cruise missile punches through the roof of an IRGC command bunker at Bandar Abbas and detonates inside. No sirens, no warning. Just a hardened concrete tomb instantly converted into a pressure cooker of flame. Above it, two Saudi F-15 SA Eagles bank into a hard vertical climb, kicking out flares against a sky that has not yet processed that the war just started. This is a decapitation strike, and it is only the opening note. Here's the thing. That missile didn't just kill people. It severed the nerve cord of Iran's entire coastal defense grid. Up in the cliffs of the Musandam Peninsula, a canvas roof on an unmarked truck slides open. 5 Shahed 136 loitering munitions roar off the rails. Then a second truck. Then 10 more. Within 90 seconds, a wall of 150 suicide drones is racing toward the narrowest oil choke point on Earth at roughly 115 miles per hour. The Saudi flight lead glances at his radar. The screen is a solid carpet of green dots. The two Eagles push their throttles forward, twin Pratt and Whitney engines hauling them up past 950 miles per hour as they bunt down toward the sea, trying to slip beneath the Iranian radar horizon. But the Iranians are not looking up. They are looking sideways. 5 miles offshore, 12 Noor anti-ship missiles leap out of their canisters and immediately drop to 10 feet above the chop. Sea clutter swallows their signature. Their bearing is locked onto the USS Arleigh Burke, patrolling the eastern edge of the shipping lane. The destroyer's Aegis system snags the inbounds at 22 miles. Forward VLS hatches blow open with a sharp pneumatic punch. 4 SM, 2 interceptors blast skyward, solid boosters shoving them past Mach 3 in seconds. 2 Noors die in flight, then a third. But 12 are inbound and only 4 interceptors are in the air. The destroyer ripples another 8 cells. 8 more SM, 2S arc upward. The Saudi pilots watch from 15,000 feet as the Arleigh Burke vanishes behind its own wall of defensive fire. And the drones are still coming. The Shahed 136 swarm is now 4 miles out. The Phalanx CIWS on the aft deck swivels and opens up with its 20 millimeters Vulcan, dumping armor-piercing tungsten at 4,500 rounds per minute. Lead drones disintegrate. One loses a wing. Another detonates mid-air and knocks 2 more off course. But the swarm is too dense. For every 10 drones killed, 20 more pour through. Then the trap snaps. 2 miles off the starboard side, 5 Iranian dhows have been bobbing in the water for hours, looking like dead broke fishermen. The wooden hulls fall away like a stage curtain. Underneath is reinforced steel, fast outboards, and angled launch rails carrying C-802 anti-ship missiles. 10 of them salvo off the decks at point-blank range. The destroyer has no time for long-range interceptors. She heels hard to port and fires Nulka decoys. Most of the C-802S veer toward the decoys. One punches through and slams into the hull just above the waterline, ripping a 20-foot wound and frying the secondary radar array. The Arleigh Burke is now half-blind and bleeding. The Saudi flight lead rolls inverted and dives. He switches to guns. The 20 millimeters Vulcan in his wing root screams to life and saws the lead dhow apart from bow to stern. Fuel and spare warheads cook off in a single fireball that punches debris 500 feet into the air. His wingman drops 2 GBU, 3 9 small-diameter bombs onto the surviving dhows. GPS-guided fins, engine room detonations, full kill in under a minute. But the Iranian play has more layers. 65,000 feet up, a Shahed 191 stealth drone is orbiting with a high-output electronic warfare suite. It activates and every American and Saudi radar in the area floods white then black. Thousands of phantom contacts bloom on the screens. The fleet is effectively blind. That is when Iran fires its real punch. A Khalij Fars anti-ship ballistic missile leaves a mountain silo behind Bandar Abbas, climbs to the edge of space, and tips over at Mach 3. Its target is not the Arleigh Burke. Its target is the Al Mubarak, a Saudi, very large crude carrier, sitting dead in the water 3 miles away with 2 million barrels of oil in her tanks. If she burns, the strait closes for months and global energy markets collapse before sunset. 10 seconds to impact, then the ocean explodes. 4 miles west of the tanker, a row of submerged containers seeded months earlier by Saudi Special Operations vents open. Project X. 3 high-speed kinetic interceptors fire straight out of the seabed. The first misses. The second clips the Khalij Far's tail and sends it tumbling. The third smashes the warhead at 3,000 miles per hour. Catastrophic kill. Now the Arleigh Burke has to kill the eye in the sky before anything else lands. She data links targeting data to the Saudi Eagles, whose infrared search and track pods can sniff the cold sky heat signature of the stealth drone. The Eagles cannot guide a missile through that jamming, but they can paint coordinates. A single SM-6 leaves the destroyer's deck and climbs on inertial guidance. Inside 5 miles, the missile's own active radar takes over. The jamming is useless at that range. The Shahed 191 takes a direct hit. Every screen clears in a heartbeat. The remaining 70 drones make a final desperate run at the destroyer. ESSM interceptors fly off the deck in pairs. The phalanx screams again. The Saudi Eagles tail chase the swarm with AIM 9X Sidewinders. The last drone goes down 600 yards from the tanker's hull. But the Arleigh Burke fired one last surprise. A second SM-6, launched 3 seconds after the first, has been tracking the Khalij Far's trajectory backward to its source. SM-6 has a surface-to-surface mode. The missile crosses the coast, threads through the mountains, and dives straight into the open silo hatch where a second Khalij Fars was being fueled. The resulting blast lifts an entire ridge. Imagine that, a ship killing a ground silo from beyond visual range using ballistic backtracking. The destroyer limps toward port trailing smoke, magazines almost empty, 60 interceptors burned in under 20 minutes. The Saudi pilots land with drone shrapnel scarring their wings. Nobody cheers. The world just got that close to a total collapse. If this hit, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakdown.